Okay, let's have a look again at this program. That's the one where we want to work out the maximum heart rate for a male or a female when the formula is given. Now, the program that we wrote, you remember that we had the button calculate click event handler, and we used the if statement. We said if the radio button of the female is checked, then it gives you the maximum heart rate for a female, else it gives you the maximum heart rate of a male. Now, there is a little bit of a problem with this program, and I'm going to show you now by running it. Okay, it takes some time. Okay, let's say we give the age 12 years old, but the user forgets to enter male or female and just say calculate maximum heart rate. Can you see what happens? There is a maximum heart rate, and the user never said whether it's male or female, so something is wrong. What is it that's wrong? Now at this point, if the female radio button is checked, it gives you the maximum heart rate for the female. And if it's not checked, with other words, for all other possibilities, it will give you the maximum heart rate of a male. Now, what are the other possibilities? The other possibilities are either that the male is checked or that nothing is checked. So if nothing is checked, then it will also give you the maximum heart rate of male. So how are we going to solve that? Well, we're going to use an else if statement. So we say else if the radio button of male is checked, then it will give you the maximum heart rate. If that is not working, with other words, if that wasn't checked, then it gives you a message box telling you, please choose a gender. Okay. So let's have a look at it now. So what have we done? We said if the radio button for the female is checked, then it gives you the maximum heart rate for a female. Else, if the radio button for a male is checked, it gives you the maximum heart rate for a male. Else, it will tell you, please choose a gender. So let's run this program again and see what happens. Oh, no, it doesn't want to run. It says there's build errors. So let's have a look at what is the error. It says use of unassigned local variable. And can you see that the maximum heart rate is, there we have red squiggles. And if we hover over the variable, we see again the error message. So what it means is the following, that there is a possibility that when you run this program, by the time you get to this statement, that it is possible at this point that maximum heart rate will not have any value stored in that variable. So there's nothing to display, and that is a problem. So what we do is we initialize the variable. So what do we mean by this? So we say initialize variable. What it means is we give an initial value of it. Let's say 0. You can choose another value as well. So just for in case this happens, what happens? The fact that you can run the program and and no value will be assigned to maximum heart rate. When will that happen? When neither of the two radio buttons were checked. So let's see if it will run now. Okay, now it's fine. So we give the age. We choose female. It gives us the maximum heart rate for female. If we choose male, it gives us the maximum heart rate for male. Let's run the program again. And let's now pretend that the user forgot to check any of the radio buttons, and it says calculate maximum heart rate. Then it says please choose a gender, and then when I say OK, then it displays maximum heart rate 0, which is wrong, isn't it? So it means that the place at where the code currently is to show the maximum heart rate is at the wrong place. So it shouldn't be outside the if statement, it should be inside. So inside both of these if statements, that's where it belongs. And not here. So I'm just commenting it out. So let's see now whether it's now going to be better. So let's say the user gives an age but forgot to choose a gender. I say calculate maximum heart rate. It says please choose a gender. And now label 2 stays label 2. Okay, so it works. All right. So what did I show you here that's different? I introduced you to the else if statement. You can also use, instead of else if statement, you can use a nested if statement. Now what does that mean? It means that inside this if statement that we have just created, this first one, you can nest another one. With other words, you say else, and then I put the curly brackets. Okay, so if this happens, else, if this happens, else, and then with other words, the else, this if statement is nested within this if statement, the outside one. So we can say this is a nested if statement. Now you've heard by now, because you read through the slides, that an if statement sometimes can have else that accompanies it, sometimes not, and that we use the curly brackets to open and close the commands that must be executed if this condition is true. Okay, so to summarize, this program has an if statement and a nested if statement. The condition that it checks is the radio female button checked? If it is, it works out the maximum heart rate for female and it displays it. Else, that is if that one is not checked, it checks something else. Is this radio button checked? If it is, it works out the maximum heart rate and it displays it. Else, so what can still happen? I mean, we already check. You have these two possibilities: the radio button for female checked or for male checked. But the third possibility is if nothing has been checked, and then it gives you the message box. Please choose a gender. Okay, so let's run this program. It should work exactly the same as the else if statement. So let's say this person is 19. Okay, if I let's say the user forgets to check any of the radio buttons and click on calculate maximum heart rate, it says please choose a gender. The label stays as it is. Now I can choose female, work out the maximum heart rate, and it's displayed. Okay, that is all for now.